Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are still working on getting through this war. We have 47 reasons at this moment to not accept. Okay, so we're currently doing battle down this way. That seems absolutely fine. I want to check in over here. So we're still bombarding at Toraville. However, I believe, no, we're not going to be able to move on anytime soon over here. Okay, so we should continue to bombard here. Agster is also an FTL inhibitor, so that is going to be mildly obnoxious for us for sure. However, these guys are going to go land on Helos, and they'll be done with that relatively soon. So that looks good, and this force is now making their way all the way around here. Okay, that's a very long route, and I don't think that's necessarily a great route, but I think we don't really have that much of an option. So we're going to bring them around that way. I think that is probably the best way to go for the moment. So we have 4.3k alloys at this moment, and we absolutely should reinforce our existing fleets. So that seems fine. And we're doing battle up here as well. So let's bump this up to fastest speed, but before we really tick forward, I want to check for jobs. So we've got a generator station here that needs a Habitat Central control. Anything else going on here? Well, we've got another one. Okay. Anything else? No, actually, that's kind of it. Okay, so next up, we have a lot of just kind of random fleets around. That is noted. We're going to have to clean those up at some point. Now, this construction ship isn't doing anything, and we're going to need to move it elsewhere. How about Nosaxa? We're going to come over here, and we are going to build a Habitat Central complex, but we're actually lacking the alloys. Let's buy in a few alloys, and now we can come in and build a Habitat Central complex. Now, the Sahara is, or was, in Laloria. This appears to be complete. So at this point, we should probably go to Fihir, and we should build a habitat around here. That'll be fine. Any other construction ships that need orders right now? The answer is no. Okay, so that seems relatively fine. Now, we've got all of these little fleets here. You're moving to Murist. To what end? To what end is the question. I want to get all of these random fleets here. Well, we've got a lot of missing fleets. I think we're going to come back and clean this up after the war is over, which could be literally any time. They can enforce peace, but they don't really want to because, I mean, they're going to lose a lot. They're going to lose 32 systems if they do that. That's extremely significant. So we're going to head into the D471 Singularity. And actually, we should be landing here in Adelamar. Let's land in Karnvos. That'll be fine. I'm just noticing the sheer number of strongholds on here, but also that this isn't FTL inhibited. That's interesting. 2,500 there. Why is that not FTL inhibited? I feel like that should be FTL inhibited. Well, whatever. We're going to proceed. It is relatively fine. Also, I'd like to point out that the Unbidden basically don't exist anymore. They're up here, they're getting taken out by the AI, and that's fine. I'm just surprised that there hasn't been any other Unbidden areas. They usually have like 4 or 5 that they spawn. They've only done the one so far. We'll keep an eye on that, but for now, it seems okay. So, this seems relatively decent for the moment. We have, of course, started our invasion over here in Helos. And these guys are going to be going via the Hyper Relay Network for quite a long ways. No doubt about that. Where is this battle? Okay, yeah, that is not an issue. We've already got this under control. They can turn around and head over to Maval. And from there, we might split up and send some forces to each of these areas. That's probably not the worst idea in the world. So that seems fine. We have forces over here guarding these wormholes. The Dimensional Fleet has nearly recovered, and the forward defense fleet is getting better. So that seems good. Yeah, we currently exceed the Federation capacity, which is slightly odd, but whatever. So, there's this kingdom out over here that we can start getting occupation in. That seems fine. Where is this battle at? Is that science ship? Okay. I don't know where our spaceport sustaining damage was. I don't think it actually exists. So for now, that's reasonably fine. Now, we don't have anywhere for this army to be attacking unless we were to jump drive them up here. And actually, I'm going to do that. So we're going to jump drive them up here.
Planetary incursion initiative successful.
We just finished up our invasion here, though, and that is a pretty big deal, because that means that we can come up to here and begin an invasion like so. Excellent. So that'll be very good for us, and Tourville will be ready eventually. But let's continue to reinforce our fleets for the moment. A lot of these forces, the reason why they exist is... like, the reason why they are in the state that they are is because they were attempting to make their way to these areas that were behind enemy lines, and it didn't go well. So I'm going to take the 5th Fleet, and we're going to send that to Fajantris, and then down to Senopel. And their overall idea is that they are chasing down this Dimensional Fleet. That's the concept, anyway. Then I'm going to grab the 1st Fleet. They are going to kind of follow suit, but they're going to see a Buelia, and then the rest of these forces that are here, and I actually just want to grab these. The rest of these forces, which include these 2 fleets, they are going to head to Bazkarat. Excellent. So these guys have jump drived in here, and I want to come in and land on Pitanok. That's reasonably strong. We'll take losses, but we can take that. Now, I do see a Dimensional Fleet headed this direction. Okay. I'm going to grab all of these little fleets here. These are all intended to be reinforcement fleets. And a couple of them are still considered missing. But for the moment, this will do. So we're grabbing all of these. There are quite a large number of them. And that will include the 12th Fleet. I would like them to move up to, say, about Arrakis. Yeah, that'll do. So they're all going to move to Arrakis, and they're going to merge together, like this. We'll see what that fleet ends up being, but that will significantly clean up our setup here. No doubt about that. So that is convenient for us. Now, we have 700k right now. I want to head into Azalash and see about continuing to boost up the Ascension tier here. And we can definitely boost it up to tier 7, and then to tier 8, which I believe is the current cap. No, we can continue to go. Tier 9, tier 10, tier 10 is the cap. Okay, so that sounds good. This is now at maximum. So, what do we want to do next as far as Ascension tiers go? To be honest, well, we've got a couple of jobs needed here. We can definitely handle those. Let's grab our robotic assembly plant here and a robotic assembly plant here as well. And then we've got this research station we can upgrade our robotic assembly plant on. Generator station here, robotic assembly plant upgrade. This can be an energy nexus upgrade. This is a mining world. We are shortest on generators at this moment, so that seems okay. We've got a mining world here. We can build an energy, not a commercial zone, an energy grid here. That seems okay. This is a fortress station, and we can certainly put in an energy grid. That'll be fine for the moment. Our mining world here, of course, we have a job available, and I'm just going to build an alloy nano plant there. It's not going to be the most efficient thing in the world, but it'll be fine. This is a forge world, and we're absolutely going to put in an industrial district there. Tech world? Sure. This is a forge world. We can definitely boost our hyper entertainment forums. It's not the biggest deal in the world. It's not strictly necessary at this moment, but it'll do. And we just want to move people to somewhere with jobs, which I guess is like Zeldra at this point, so that seems fine. This is a factory world. We can upgrade this fortress for the moment. That seems fine. On this generator world here, I definitely think an energy grid. This is an agri world? Kinda. We don't really need an agri world, though. I'm going to put in an energy grid. This is a similar situation here, energy grid. And then this is a mining station here. We'll do the habitat system control. This, I'm going to do a generator district in. It's going to be mildly awkward, but I'll do it. And then we've got an industrial world here. This needs to be resettled over to somewhere similar to like Zeldra Prime, or like there's 19 jobs available here. Yeah, we'll move you straight on over. That seems fine. So we can resettle here as well. So similar scenario. There we go. And on Earth, we can do the same thing. So we're just moving these to locations where there are available jobs. That seems fine for now, and we can start doing like Earth ascensions. But really what we want to do, I think, at this point is do, let's see, we already determined that the lower level resources are better. So Forge Worlds here, this is a 5% metallurgist output, right? Whereas if we take a look at a mining world, this is a mining station, but this is a 10% output. That is a significant change. Like, that's twice as effective. So we probably want to go for things like generator worlds, although we want ones that are fairly developed. Like, for example, Mars generator would be potentially interesting, although that's not the largest world in the world. It's a weird thing to say, but it's true. Although I kind of feel like we need alloys more than anything. So maybe we take the hit here and we just bump this up and produce additional alloys. So each one of these is giving us 3 alloys. That's not a lot of alloys, but that is, I guess, fine for now. Okay, so that is all of that maintenance handled.
Research concluded.
We just finished up fleet command limit. Okay, that is noted. For the moment, I'm not going to do too much about that. So we're at 300 here. We are bombarding this rather quickly. So these guys will probably surrender eventually. Probably. And that will be absolutely fine. Now, we do have some forces out over this way, and these guys have all of those other ships moving to them. So it's going to take some time. No doubt about that. Out over here, I want to see, these guys have not yet started to move. Okay, there they go.
Striking hostile station.
Fantastic.
Commencing planetary incursion.
So I'm actually going to have these guys come down and chase this dimensional fleet. The dimensional fleet is very slow, so we're going to chase like that. These guys are going to take over Fajantris. We'll have that very shortly. There we go. And now instead of chasing, they're going to go over to Sia Baulia. Baulia? Something like that. Castaway Harbor here will need to get attacked or bombarded. That is reasonably fine.
Sustaining damage.
And I'm not sure where this spaceport is allegedly sustaining damage, but whatever. It seems okay. So let's check in on this. So minus 44 at this point. Occupation is plus 29, and relative Navy strength is plus 27. There's lots of additional room to grab that, but I'm definitely interested in taking back some of the territory out over here. And once we get this all fully occupied, we're going to move these forces this direction, for sure. 100% that's happening. So these guys, they're going to need to continue to move up north. There's a dimensional lock here from the Union of Plithlaff Worlds. That's neat. Okay, so we are just jumping on down here. We're going to catch this dimensional fleet very shortly. They're currently in at Brachma, but we're going to get in there very, very soon. In fact, we are there right now. This dimensional fleet, it is not going to do very well.
Engagement protocols.
So in we go. Yeah, it's already taking huge losses from our long-range fire. Beautiful. This is exactly what we're looking to see. Magnificent. So that is dealt with. I'm going to take the first fleet now, and I'm going to jump drive it. We're going to go to here. You might ask why. Well, I want to have forces over this way to respond to all of this coming in. Maybe this is not the best place to jump drive it to. Let's actually hold off on that. Let's move it up to by dawn at this point. And these guys will be able to respond that direction as well as soon as they're done over here. We would need to take Castaway Harbor. Yeah, that's fine. For the time being, that's all okay. So we've got these two fleets. Do we need two fleets here? Is a question we should be asking. And the answer is no. I'm going to move one fleet back to Moodstrom, and the 6th fleet, that is going to push up to Yamek's Singularity. Perfect. 341. Brachma and Jazu. They came back over here? So they did. Okay, I don't know how they got there. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but I think these are hired mercenaries. So the CAR Ararat really can't go there. We could send the Dimensional Fleet over. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. So over goes the Dimensional Fleet.
Incursion initiative successful.
And that is fine. Now, where was the other location? The other location was Brachma. We never actually took back the starbase over here. This is occupied by us, but we're lacking the orbital ring here. So I guess we'll head over and see about taking that back.
Initializing hostile engagement protocols.
Okay. So that seems reasonably fine. We have forces headed over to deal with this situation. But it'll take them a little bit to get there. There we go. That's now fully occupied by us. And we're going to move up to, like, here for now. Okay, so we'll get there in 79 days. That seems okay for the moment. So we're now down to 201, and, of course, 160 of those are Taram and Jazo. Where's Taram? Ah, these guys went there. Right. So our Dimensional Fleet is going to take this back.
Striking hostile
That's no problem.
station.
We'll have this under control very shortly. They immediately got a science ship here.
Initializing hostile engagement protocols.
Okay, that's a dead science ship. Fantastic. The Dimensional Fleet is, of course, slow. So chasing them down is going to certainly be interesting. But we need to get this starbase back under our control.
Unshielded life signs detected in deep space.
Okay, so that's back under our control, and we're going to head up to Taram. We're going to be chasing these guys down. I'm going to move our Juggernaut back over to Jazu. That'll be fine for right now. Okay, so we've not taken this over just yet, Castaway Harbor. Checking in on our invasions here, I would like to have these guys go somewhere. The question is where. I don't feel like we're needed here, and these are not occupied worlds. So I'm not 100% certain yet where those are going to go. This is an occupied world, but it'll be gone by the time we get there. We might have them come into, like, Terrazed. So that would be relatively fine. These guys, at this point, I'm going to jump drive them to Terrazed. We want to be in position to respond to things going on over here, and we want to be able to take back territory there. So that seems okay. Now, the Dimensional Fleet is going to make its way into Taram eventually. And these guys are, of course, fighting over here. So that's delaying them a little bit, but they're not FTL inhibited. So that's going to be a little bit awkward for us. And the Dimensional Fleet is, of course, slow. Association status, we vote yes on everything. So that sounds good. Now, the 4th Fleet has arrived over here. Is that the fleet that went all the way around? I think it is. So that would be very good that this fleet has arrived here already. I wasn't expecting it for a while yet, but that seems fine. So we're done invading here, and that, of course, means that we want to come over to Agster. And this is actually... they've not surrendered. So we're going to have to land here and come bombard here in the meantime. So that seems fine for the moment. I do see this force coming into here. That is understood. So that is going to be the job of these guys to deal with, most likely. So this is back under control. And we do see that they have a fairly large fleet over here. Okay. We're going to go start dealing with that.
Offline.
And we have this force that I'm actually going to jump drive up to here. And we'll deal with these forces. Yes, that is going to delay us. We're not going to be able to jump drive them over here, but that's fine. I don't actually mind that. So that's okay. We have the third fleet in Terrazed right now, and its goal, of course, is to come in and take out this station. So how are we doing right now? We're down to 41 reasons. Okay. So this is basically where we were before. We need to come in over here and get these guys eliminated.
Commencing planetary
We're about 40 days away. They're probably going to
Striking
jump to
hostile
Berzun
station.
before we get there. So that is understood. Now, we do have forces over here at this point, and I'd like to go attack in Olimar. Is this strong enough? 231k. It's kind of close. Let's head into Uthan, and the 12th is going to move back over here. This is going to be... I think that's about as strong as it's going to get, is my guess. I think that's as strong as they're going to get, but that's okay for now.
Planetary incursion initiative.
We finished up attacking here, and we are fighting up this direction. Now, they have a very large force here that the 6th Fleet may, in fact, not be capable of defeating. So that is absolutely understood. And also, these guys left this bombardment. Well, let's get bombarding here. That'll be okay. Okay, so I'm going to jump drive this fleet down to Terrazed. And actually, these guys, we may want to bring them into Siabaulia, and from there land on Castaway Harbor. That's not going to be a very significant thing for them. And then these guys can jump drive to here, and these can move down there. Can you aid us in our research? Yes, we want to purchase that service. Excellent. We can ask them about the L gates, but for the time being, I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's check in over this direction. Yes, these guys have finished here. That was expected. We're going to come land on Agster. This is slowly being bombarded down, but we're absolutely going to need to come in here. You guys going to move? Oh, we're still paused. That'll do it. Sure, that seems fine. Okay, so we have significant enemy forces here. No doubt about it, very significant enemy
planetary
forces.
incursion initiative.
That is understood. Now, down over this direction, these guys are not heading into Berzun, and I want them to be. It'll take them 65 days to get there.
Initializing
Just continue to
hostile
chase that.
engagement
That'll be
protocols.
fine. These guys, they're going to head into Uzun, like so.
Initial
Perfect. And we're going
colonization
to
phase
occupy this
complete.
back. Oh, we're looking up here now. Okay, sure. I don't know why, but whatever. Seems fine. So, we're currently fighting here. And it looks like they actually backed off their larger fleet. Or we did a crazy amount of damage when I wasn't looking. This is a significantly better situation than I expected. Okay, we'll take it. I was late getting here
Commencing
anyway,
planetary
so
incursion
yeah, we'll
initiative.
definitely take this. Beautiful. Huge damage being dealt to their Federation fleet. I love it. So if we check in here, minus 300, what did they get back? Berzun and Uxion, of course. Okay, so Berzun is down here. We're working on getting there. We are still a very long ways away.
Planetary incursion initiative
They didn't get these planets back, though. So it looks like they're moving to Bombard. What was that other location? That was Uxion. Okay, so it is here. We should have this back, basically instantly. So these guys, come take this station, please. Thank you. That'll be wonderful.
Striking hostile station.
So we'll get that back under control. This fleet does not currently have orders, And we're going to need to send that over to, like, Uzun here. These guys, they're still a long ways away from Uzun. What is taking them so long? I mean, I get that they jump drived, but wow, they are taking a very long time to move around. Sure. So that is fine. These guys here, they're going to go attack Seoberg. And we're going to move this army up. And we're going to position for that. Okay, I want to check in down on this side. Looks like we have engaged at Agster. We're about to finish that. So let's get into position to
Planetary
jump up here.
incursion initiative successful.
Indeed.
Striking hostile
And we're just
station.
going to go grab all of these locations like so. Perfect. So up in the north up here, things are starting to get squared away. We've got this force here, for sure. And these guys, they'd have to go around like this. I think we're going to do that. Okay, so we're over in Berzoon right now. We did catch this force with our Dimensional Fleet. That sounds excellent. The Dimensional Fleet wipes out that force without any problem, takes back the starbase. And there we go. So now we can see we're back down to 43. 31 occupation, 26 relative Navy strength, and our acceptance has gone down. Does this add up? It does. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So eventually they'll give up on this war. They're not ready yet. These guys, they're going to make their way around, and we're going to attack
Research
Olimar. Now, I do
concluded.
want these guys to be merged. There we go. And we finished up the Matter Disintegrator. Sure. What is this combat? Ah, yes, over in Nathupa. That is absolutely fine. So there's no more invasion to be done here. I'm going to start moving this force back over this direction. It's going to take them also quite a while to get there. So that is understood. They'll get there eventually. Eventually. So I do want to send some forces up to, like, Lictabon and then up to Lizdiura. It's very awkward. I'm not exactly sure what we've got going on here. Right. We need to occupy these territories. Okay. So that's fine. We can send some fleets down to, like, Saradin. And I feel like that's exactly what we want to do. However, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to prosecute this war. Eventually, they're going to be accepting of the fact that we win the war. But they're not doing that just yet. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.